I wish I knew these three or two things before getting pregnant.
मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी चीज मुझे किसी ने बताई थी, आप प्रेग्नेंट हो, बीमार नहीं।
हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल अगेन। आई नो मैं काफ़ी टाइम के बाद एक वीडियो लेकर आ रही हूँ एंड एक्चुअली आई वाज क्वाइट स्टक विद माय वर्क, लेट्स कीप इट दैट वे। हैड पूजा हु इज़ अ वेरी डियर फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, सो she is, all thanks to her that she agreed even out of her very busy schedule, and I will say that I really mean it. So I hope all of you will enjoy it, and I hope कि if you are somebody who's planning to uh, you know explore this path, and who somebody who is new mom, or somebody who wants to connect, somebody who wants to talk about anything, so please don't forget to drop a comment, and I hope you'll enjoy the conversation that has happened with Pooja. And she really gave some really important points that needs to be noted, which I didn't know before. And her experience here in Canada during pregnancy is all about what we are going to discuss. So let's get into the video.
Hi, Pooja.
हाय शिवानी।
हाय, थैंक यू पूजा फॉर डूइंग दिस फॉर मी। मुझे पता है कि आपके पास बहुत सारी मीटिंग्स थी आज। मैं अपनी ऑडियंस को बताना चाहती हूँ कि मैंने आई थिंक 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं शायद हमें इस बात को
हम्म।
लेके बात करते हुए कि विल रिकॉर्ड समथिंग, विल हैव अ कॉन्वर्जेशन अबाउट द टॉपिक दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस टुडे, बट बिकॉज Pooja was not available, unfortunately, and thankfully today she is. And
Thank you for letting me, for choosing me to join you and share my experiences, Shivani. I am
for
looking
sure.
forward to our conversation.
थैंक यू। सो बेसिकली पूजा इज समबडी जिसको मैं पिछले 2-3 साल से जानती हूँ, एंड नॉट रिसेंटली बट लास्ट ईयर शी बिकेम मदर। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस ऑफ अ
Thank
वेरी
you.
क्यूट बेबी बॉय, जो कि बहुत थोड़ा शैतान भी है जितना मैंने देखा है पूजा की वीडियोस और फोटोज में। बट आई थिंक दिस इज हाउ किड्स शुड बी, एटलीस्ट थर्ड पर्सन के पर्सपेक्टिव से तो अच्छा ही लगता है देख के। द बेसिक कॉन्वर्जेशन दैट वी आर गोइंग टू हैव टुडे, I just want to ask, like, where did it all started? Like, do you remember the first moment when you realized that you are pregnant?
Uh, yeah, so it was, yeah, so it's like when first thing, I think when a mother talks about their baby, more than your mind, your emotions start to play, right? I don't have words,
Yeah.
right? I can go back to that day and me and my husband looking into each other and holding hands and saying, "Oh my God, this is happening. This is
This is
real."
real. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I mean, listening to this, I can imagine how emotional that situation might have been for you, right?
Hmm.
And also, I
Yes.
know like your pregnancy was not one of the easiest one. I
Yeah.
know it, but we'll talk about it. Or maybe that's fine.
Yeah.
So पूजा, एज जैसे मैंने जितना अभी तक अपनी लाइफ में सुना है कि यूजुअली प्रेगनेंसी में पीपल से दैट फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर इज एक्चुअली द डिफिकल्ट वन। इज इट
Hmm.
ट्रू और इज इट लाइक ऑल ऑफ देम आर द सेम?
So first thing I would want to say that for pregnancy, it's every person has their own journey. It's so different for every individual because there are so many parameters. I mean, in my pregnancy, the first trimester, I had a very different set of complications, which was not, so it is said, so I got pancreatitis and so even the doctor wasn't sure if it is really related to the pregnancy hormones or not, right? So it was difficult for me, but I can definitely say with other friends that I have had, um, I didn't have the regular problems that one has in the first trimester. I had a set of different conditions. I didn't have any nausea. I was okay in terms of sleeping. So
No morning
thank
sickness?
no morning sickness. I didn't have any of that. So I was chosen for different things,
Yeah.
for bigger bigger fights were put in front of me, but
Yeah.
then yes, definitely I would say also mentally, you are in a space that you are managing the the pregnancy. And the beauty is that most people wouldn't know that you're pregnant. So you're acting in
Yeah.
different ways,
And you don't
but they
even
don't
tell
know.
more
Yeah,
everyone, right? Yeah.
exactly. So most people wouldn't know because अभी तक आपने बताया ही नहीं है
Yeah.
उनको. Even culturally, a lot of people would say कि पहला 3 महीने नहीं बताते हैं. तो you are kind of holding on to that. तो आप डिफरेंट बिहेव कर रहे हो, लोगों को नहीं पता आप क्यों डिफरेंट बिहेव कर रहे हो,
फ्रेंड्स
राइट?
कुछ सस्पेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. लाइक
कुछ
आई
तो
हैव
है,
बीन ऑन
या
दैट साइड, लाइक आई हैव डन
या
दैट.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, so yes, it is. You're very careful. You're taking all your precautions, correct? Because सब कुछ settle हो रहा है, body accept कर रहा है that there is a new baby. First तो वो fight कर रहा है, उसके बाद उसको protect कर रहा है. So body is magical. आपको अपने powers पता चलते हैं as a woman, what you have once you have a baby.
सो यूजुअली जैसे लोग बोलते हैं कि फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में, लाइक आई हैव हर्ड, मतलब मुझे नहीं
Hmm.
पता ये सारी चीजें, आई हैव जस्ट हर्ड कि फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं. लाइक यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल दैट हाउ यू वॉक, व्हाट यू डू. बेसिकली आपका रूटीन थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब होता है, चीजें बहुत सारी बदलनी पड़ती है, खाने की चीजें, दवाइयाँ, इफ यू आर हैविंग एनीथिंग यू हैव टू लीव दोज मेडिसिन एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो डज दैट
Hmm.
हैव टू बी इन सिंक, लाइक हर चीज का ध्यान रखना पड़ता है, और यू कैन बी, you know that you are pregnant and there are certain precautions that you're taking, but then also you can lead your normal simple life.
Normal life.
Well, ऐसा
नहीं,
कुछ.
आई वुड अगेन, सो लाइक डिपेंड करता है कि जो प्रेगनेंसी, अगेन मैं मेडिकल वो तो नहीं हूँ, तो मुझे
Yeah, I
मैं
mean, if
उसके
there
ऊपर
is
नहीं
different
बता सकती
situation,
हूँ.
yeah,
या
right.
बट इन जनरल, आई लाइक इफ आई नो दैट अ फ्रेंड से फॉर एग्जांपल इज प्रेग्नेंट एंड इज इन द फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर, मैं हमेशा उससे बोलूंगी थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना है. डेफिनेटली उठना बैठना रनिंग करना, इससे कुछ नहीं, इतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं होता है अगर इट्स लाइक अ मेजर हिट. बट जो मुझे मेरे डॉक्टर ने कहा था कि तुम्हारे उठने बैठने भागने से कुछ नहीं होना है, तुम्हें
Okay.
इंश्योर बस ये करना है दैट यू आर ईटिंग राइट. अगर तुम कोई मेडिकेशंस ले रहे हो तो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि देयर प्रेगनेंसी सेफ, बिकॉज यू डोंट वांट टू डिस्टर्ब द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ
like
fetus.
like you're just
So
mindful of what you're doing.
हाँ, yeah, and
Okay.
then there are a lot of things that you should take as precaution, जो और आप बहुत बहुत important है कि like so many times you're not even planning for it, but the moment you find out, you take your prenatal, right? वो बहुत बहुत important है. तो medicines आप अपनी लो, हाँ, मतलब that's important. पर ऐसा नहीं है कि आप you तो मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी चीज मुझे किसी ने बताई थी, आप प्रेग्नेंट हो बीमार नहीं,
Right.
है ना?
Oh, right.
तो हाँ, यू डोंट, आपका माइंड आपको मतलब बहुत नहीं, आप प्रेग्नेंट हो विच
That
इज
is so right.
एम्ब्रेसिंग लाइफ.
Yeah,
बट आप बीमार नहीं हो कि आपको पड़े रहना
exactly.
है या आपको कुछ काम नहीं
ये
करना है.
लोगों को बहुत
इनफैक्ट
ध्यान रखना है, आपके आसपास रहना है.
हाँ, ऐसा भी नहीं करना है क्योंकि
Hmm.
लाइक इट्स नॉट, दैट्स नॉट द पर्पस.
Also, Pooja, like I have one more question. Like जो question usually मेरे दिमाग में आता है, तो like how is the medical service in Canada when you are pregnant, like from first to 9 months or second or 9 months? Like,
I would say it's amazing. In
okay,
one word, okay, they treat you like you are the princess in every way. I was very, so I when I was pregnant with my first one, I was in Toronto downtown, which again, like has not had, people from Toronto downtown will not share the best experiences when it comes to the medical facility, just given the crowd versus the availability. But I can say that in my experience, and I've had a few other friends as well, they all say that when it comes to pregnancy, they really put you as number one priority. The medical facility would ensure that you are set up for success. They will brief you for with everything that is going to happen, all the tests that are going to happen. My doctor also gave me the option to choose my gynac if I would like.
okay,
Gave me some recommendations that with high risk pregnancies, this particular doctor is amazing. I'm a fan of that doctor, and I have had a lot of my friends. who have given different names, and it they all are fans of their doctor. So
Of
definitely,
course. So
great
that means they
medical
basically
experience.
they put you in your priority. ऐसा नहीं है जैसे
Yeah,
usually we talk about Canadian health, medical health
healthcare.
service,
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
don't care about you. आपको wait करना
yeah,
पड़ता है 4-5
yeah,
घंटे. It's not like that.
yeah.
Like they do
Yeah, so
put you in
they do
priority
care,
if you're
they
pregnant.
do put you in priority, but then again, if you are, say, for example, going for a scan, right? So
Yeah,
it will not be कि आपको scan immediately मिल जाएगा because
yeah,
everybody in that group is
exactly.
pregnant,
Yeah.
right? So that waiting time still comes in play, but
Okay.
it is reduced.
Okay. I've also heard like they do also provide midwife sort of a thing here when you're
So
pregnant, is it?
So they don't provide you. So in Toronto specifically, again, this could be very specific to cities.
City.
In
Okay.
Toronto, they didn't give us the option of having a midwife. So midwife is more optional. So either you can go with a gynac or you
Hmm.
can go with a midwife. It is a paid service. So if somebody wants, they can go for that paid option also.
Okay.
Again, because of so if you have a midwife, then you will not have your gynac for delivery, right?
Okay.
So
So isn't it
again
like
in
both the same? Sorry to cut you. Isn't it
Mhm,
like the same? Like अगर मुझे urgent कुछ question है regarding anything during
hmm,
that period of time, so I can reach out to that person, midwife, or maybe the
mhm.
gynac if I have gynac, not
Yeah,
midwife, right? Okay.
yeah, you can reach out to the, so in my case, when I had questions, there was assistant to the doctor. I could
Mhm.
email, and
Okay.
there were many times that I have got responses within couple of hours. Been like, I know of a friend who chose to have a home delivery with the midwife. So the midwife assisted them, correct,
Oh, okay.
with the delivery. So if you don't have a high risk pregnancy, or if there is no specific case around your pregnancy, you can also go in for that option.
Okay.
दाई माँ जिसे हम कहते हैं
या
इंडिया
जो
में वो
इंडिया में काफी
हाँ
साल से
जी,
प्रोसेस चलते आ रहा
हाँ, तो
है.
वो अभी यहाँ पे भी मिडवाइज अवेलेबल होते हैं.
ओके, दैट्स गुड टू नो. ओके. आई थॉट मुझे पहले ये लगा था आपसे बात करने से पहले कि तो यही होता है लाइक दे डू असाइन अ
Mm-hmm.
मिडवाइफ व्हिच इज इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट एंड आई डिडंट नो कि
Mm-hmm.
दे हैव अ ऑप्शन और यू जस्ट हैव द
Hmm.
choice to either choose this or that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can. Yeah, they will
But
let
then,
you know. Like specifically, एक
yeah.
first visit तो होता है डॉक्टर के साथ, right, to
Hmm.
assess your
Hmm.
pregnancy level.
Okay. And also, like, so if we have reached until hospital, I have one more question, and then we'll move into another section of our conversation. So, how was your big day? Like,
Oh my
how?
God, I had a long labor.
I
I had a
know it.
really long
Yeah,
labor. Yeah.
yeah. Tell me more
So
if
So
you're
I
okay.
had, yeah, yeah, for sure. So I had a 3-day long labor, if I had to say it like that. I was scheduled to be induced, and it so happened. So I was scheduled to be induced on the 22nd of Jan,
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, that's sorry, I was, yeah, 22nd of Jan, but then my water broke 21st, and that's when I landed in the hospital because my water broke, and I was like, oh, so no need for induction. Step
yeah.
one is skipped, right? So now we
Mhm.
move for the next step, which is great. But then, yeah, I had to wait, so I did take epidural. Again, it was, I mean, after discussion with my doctors, I thought that was the best option available for me. So I did resort to that option. And then the flip side of epidural is that it also gets you into a comfortable position. Like you get comfortable with it. So
Yeah,
when the time comes to actually push for the baby, you're not able to push. You're not able to apply that much pressure only because you're comfortable. So you're not realizing how
you're
much
not
should be
feeling the
put.
pain. You're not,
Yes, you're not
okay.
feeling the pain and you don't know when to push more. So that happened. So I had to go in for an assisted delivery. But everything fell in place, right? The moment you
You
see
see him,
him,
yeah.
everything fall in place,
Did
and
you cry?
you feel,
I
oh
mean,
yeah, of
stupid question,
course.
but
Like, but I did, and it was like my nurse actually said, "Is something hurting?" Because I was crying so
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
right? And then my husband said, "No, she's overwhelmed. That's it."
What, how was your, like, what was your husband's reaction?
I have asked my husband a number of times what his experience was.
Yeah.
All he said, I think I can just say this, that he values me more
More?
after that experience.
I mean, of course.
Right?
He
I
has to.
mean, of course,
Come
he
on.
has, yeah, he just, so even today, like, if we
Mm.
are in a situation which he thinks I can't like which he thinks we can't manage, he will tell, oh, you will get through. You gave birth after so much struggle. You'll just get through. So,
Yeah.
he now thinks I'm a
Now
superwoman.
he knows, like, basically the power of a woman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, true. So
So,
now he
ladies,
thinks I'm a
I think
superwoman.
I would say take your husbands when you
You
are,
have to.
yeah, exactly. It's okay. So now, good thing that baby is here. How is
Yeah.
your life after him?
Yeah, so they always say, right? I mean, one of the first things that you will, when you meet a new parent, I
Mhm.
think one of the first things that how are you sleeping? That's the first question, right? Or are you sleeping? Correct? That's the first question. So that's true. Of course, baby needs continuous monitoring. Your body has gone through so much. So it does change. You understand. You and also, living in Canada when you don't have most of your family members. In my case, my mom was there. I was very fortunate. She was around me and, she helped me navigate that time. But in most cases, your family members are not there, right? So it's just you and your husband trying to figure out. So you are doing things that you're not 100% sure of, and you're still doing them because you think it's the right thing for the
Right.
baby, correct? So your body is going through a lot of changes, your mind is going through a lot of changes, you are adapting as a husband and wife, you're now parents, so you are letting that role supersede your husband and wife dynamic. um, but the good news is that everything will come back once the baby, is able to sit on himself and stand and walk, and things will only keep
Yeah.
on coming back. So it's, yeah, so everybody says that it takes like a 360-degree, 180-degree, I would say, like, everything flips around. Yes, it does. I think one of my main things that I have learned is that it is extremely important that you dedicate your energy, time, everything to your child, but also don't lose yourself in the process, because tomorrow when the child goes forward
Right.
in their
In his
life,
life.
right? It is very important that now you know how to deal with that time that's available with you. Otherwise, you're going to be after that child's life. You are
Correct.
not giving me time, you're not giving me time, you're not
Exactly.
giving me time,
Like,
because I
usually
made.
parents forget, after their child, they actually forget their own life. They're
Yes,
usually
yes,
behind their child. I mean, they
yes,
are in a good way, of course, but
yes,
then they
yes,
somewhere forgets कि अब उसकी life है. He has, like, you have built him the way you
yes,
have. अब हो गया. अब,
yes.
and then he has to move forward with
Yeah,
his own
yeah,
life. It is all
yeah.
on friends and other
हाँ,
stuff, right?
families and all, right?
Yeah.
तो वही है कि I need, so that's what I keep on telling myself, that I need to know also कि जब ये बड़ा हो जाएगा, मेरे पास जब समय होगा, तो उस समय के साथ मुझे क्या करना है।
Correct.
नहीं तो फिर मैं उस समय के लिए उसी के पीछे भागूंगी कि तू
Correct.
मुझे
Correct.
समय नहीं दे रहा।
Right.
तो हाँ, तो that's something that my mother has told me from her own experiences, कि ये तुझे ध्यान रखना है इस चीज का।
That's a great
Yeah,
advice, actually. Yeah.
हाँ, बहुत कुछ मिलता है एडवाइस, आप ट्राई करते
Yeah.
हो, राइट?
Actually,
तो
मेरा next question यही था. Like, even before or after, when you plan to, you want to have pregnancy, you think that you are somewhere ready, or you feel prepared. Did you actually felt prepared, or like any of the advices which people have a lot of things to say before that? So, कोई कुछ काम आया, या फिर it was all your own experience?
नहीं,
Like,
काम
how
तो
was it?
बहुत आता है, काम तो बहुत आता है एडवाइसेस, पर हमेशा ये इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप सुनो सबकी। मेरे केस में
करो
तो मैं ये
अपनी,
करती हूँ, हाँ, करो अपने समझ से, है ना?
yeah,
और हमेशा आपके इनर सर्कल में एक दो लोग होंगे जिनके ऊपर आप ब्लाइंडली ट्रस्ट कर सकते हो, कि अगर ये बोल रहा है तो ये तो करना ही चाहिए, जैसे मेरे को किसी ने बताया था कि पूजा प्री नेटल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जब से तुम ट्राई करने लगो तुम ले लेना, है ना। तो मैंने वो चीज को सुना और मैंने उसको अडेप्ट किया। आई एम ग्लैड उन्होंने मुझे ये चीज बताई
हम्म,
थी, क्योंकि मुझे डॉक्टर ने भी जब फाइंड आउट किया तो उन्होंने यही बोला कि तुमने चालू कर दिया है क्या, तो मैंने बोला हाँ। तो
ओके
उन्होंने बोला वेरी गुड। और
ओके
उसके अलावा भी बहुत सारी चीजें, आपको बहुत सारी एडवाइसेस मिलेंगी, सब लोग अपने अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस से शेयर करेंगे। कुछ एडवाइसेस आपके करंट सिनेरियो के साथ बैठती होंगी तो आप उसको अपनाओगे, और कुछ जो नहीं बैठती होगी वो कहीं ना कहीं बैक ऑफ द माइंड रहेगी, क्योंकि जर्नी है। पहला बच्चा है, दूसरा भी होगा कभी, तो उसमें शायद काम आ जाए, है ना।
एग्जैक्टली ओके
या
moving on so I want to talk about the met leaves
हम्म
because I know टाइम भी हमारे पास थोड़ा कम है एंड आई नो
हम्म
इधर उधर ही आसपास कहीं बेबी इधर अभी है कि अभी ही इज इन
नहीं,
डे केयर
ही इज नहीं नहीं, डे केयर तो नहीं जा रहा है अभी, वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है टू फाइंड डे केयर। सो माय एडवाइस इज, द मोमेंट यू फाइंड आउट यू आर प्रेग्नेंट, अपना नाम लिखवा देना डे
डे
केयर
केयर
में,
में
राइट। क्योंकि बहुत टाइम लगता है डे केयर को
या
मिलने में, तो
एग्जैक्टली ये भी मुझे
बट हाँ
पूजा के एक्सपीरियंस से ही पता चला था कि डे केयर में भी
हाँ
एक्चुअली लंबी वेटिंग होती है सो
बहुत
वंस यू
वेटिंग
नो
है,
दैट यू
दो
आर
ढाई
प्रेग्नेंट
साल
गो टू डे केयर
नाम लिखवा देना, और एक में नहीं बहुत सारों में लिखवाना, कि कहीं ना कहीं जब तक बेबी आए और 6-8 महीने का हो जाए और आप रेडी हो डे केयर में डालने के लिए, तो
या
यस, जा
नाउ वी नो
सके।
Okay.
हम्म
So I want to know about met leaves. Like how do you basically apply? Is there जैसे अगर आप किसी ABC कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो अभी ठीक है So if you know that after 9 months obviously you need leaves. So how is the process? Do you have to inform just the company or maybe somewhere on government portals or anywhere? So
Yes,
how's the process?
so the process, and I would like to say with my company how the process is, because again it depends. I think the process across companies is the same. It's really in terms of the benefits that are
Mhm.
different. So it's not, so the first thing is that you don't have to tell your employer the moment you find out that you're pregnant, because you have to tell when you're comfortable telling them that you're pregnant. And once you share that information with your employer, typically they would ask you your due date, right? So once you have your due date, again, there could be situations you have the options. So in Canada, the best part I would like to say is, mat leave
Mhm.
in is you can take up to 18 months, which is amazing. Very few countries have that option available. Say, for example, in US, I've had friends that have really gone back to their jobs in 2 months, right?
2 months?
So, yes. So different companies have different, and then again, different areas, right? So different provinces in US would have different laws. So Canada, yes, you have up to 18 months that you can avail. You can choose when you're applying for the leave that whether you want to go in for 12 months or 18 months or even less, right?
Okay.
You can give that date in mind.
So do you have
When
to
you have,
initially tell them will you be going for 12 or 18 or you can change it
yes,
afterwards?
so the way the process is set is that you tell them 12 months. Say for
Okay.
example, okay, you tell them
Yeah.
12 months, but after 12 months, if there is a condition that
Mm-hmm.
okay, you need to extend your leave, you can always reach out to HR, get that approval. And I haven't seen a situation where they do not approve. They will
Mm-hmm.
generally approve, and then you can take that leave further up to 18 months.
Got it.
The way the financials work typically is that when you submit, so you will fill in the form, and you will submit. Once it's approved and signed by a manager and whoever is the line, whatever hierarchy is there in your uh, at your
Company.
company, you would fill that in, sign it, submit it, get it to HR. Then HR will typically reach out to you. You will tell them what is your expected date of leave.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people also combine, if they have any of their personal leave days, right, available, they would combine it and take it.
Yeah.
You have up 1 month, you can take it up, I think it is up to almost like 8 weeks before your due date also that you can take it, from what I
Okay.
remember. But yeah, a doctor's letter is needed. So you attach that doctor's letter and you can go
Then,
and for there. Financials is, if again, most companies also, match. So there is an option, like some companies would do it for few weeks, some would do it for months, some would do it for the entire period. So so like you said, for the government part, so everybody that goes on mat leave, so there is a specific duration that you need to be in your job. If you have completed that duration, and I don't
okay.
have it at the top of my head in terms of what is the timeline,
Hmm.
but if you've completed that duration, you will get eligible for a mat leave.
Okay.
So the company, you can claim basically employment insurance. They
Hmm.
have a cap. Again, I'm not great with numbers, but they have a cap up to a certain portion of your salary, or I think it's $650 a max, from what I remember, per week that they
Okay.
will release the payment. And also, that is if you're going in for 12 weeks, sorry, 12
12
months.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it is 12. So that is when it is 12 months. If it is 18 months, it goes lower because, of course, it's the same amount that's going to be dispersed to you over a period of
Mm.
18 months. However, if you've gone in for 12 months and you want to extend the leave, like in my case, there was a situation that I had to extend after 12 months, that is not going to be paid, correct? Because they have paid out your entire, whatever was to be paid out in those
Hmm.
12 months
Hmm.
that you had submitted. But if you want, you can extend it without paid. Again, it depends in terms of what your company has to offer.
Okay. So basically, you don't really get paid for the entire 12 months, correct? Like,
You get paid for the entire first 12. So say for example, in my case, I selected 12 months.
hmm.
I got my employment insurance for the 12 months.
Okay.
From the date I went on leave till my 12 months completes. That's when I got my employment insurance. My employer matched a certain portion, like
Okay.
up to certain
Got it.
weeks.
Hmm.
Okay. So after that, it was only the
The
EI that
EI.
came through. Yes.
Okay.
If after 12 months, if you are looking at extending the leave,
Hmm.
then you can extend the leave,
But
again
you
going
won't
through the
be.
HR process, but you're
Hmm.
not receiving any EI.
Got it.
However, if I had selected 18 months in
Earlier.
the initial process, yeah,
Okay.
that's when then I would be paid for 18 months.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah, I didn't know that. Thanks,
Hmm.
Pooja.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Now I know because we have to end this up. You have to run. We have
Hmm.
to close. But I have one last question that I want to know. Actually,
Sure.
this question is for me that I really want to know. What would you suggest? Like, if I say, I wish I knew these three or two things before getting pregnant, what would that be? Like, from your experience?
I think,
Just putting
uh,
you on spot.
no, no, no. I'm just thinking because if two things to keep in mind before you get pregnant, I think one is it's going to be a journey of your own, right? So, very important that journey has partnership because your husband is as so these days we say we are pregnant, right?
Mm.
It's not I am pregnant. So it's very, very important
You should
that
mean it.
is, yeah, like, it's meant, and also that partnership is there in place. You are setting expectation, you're telling the person, you're sending them reels, forwarding them that this is what I can be
Yeah.
experiencing, please bear with me. So it's very, very important because their support is super important in the journey,
Correct.
correct? Again, this is out for women who are deciding to get pregnant with their partners, right? So this is out for them. Second thing is your own mental and physical health. um, you will be told a number of things: eat this, eat that, do this, sit. Don't get caught into that zone because it's super, super important
Hmm.
that you stay healthy during pregnancy so that you can have an easier, I wouldn't say easier, but you can have a better delivery and life afterwards. Because everybody talks of the 3 trimesters, the 9 months of pregnancy, but the most critical is the fourth trimester. Your mental space can get compromised in the fourth trimester, right? So, yeah, two things: look out, look after you for yourself, get advices, whatever, but like the best person in this journey is going to be your partner if you are getting into the pregnancy stage with your partner.
Yeah, makes totally sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one last question. Sorry about
A
that.
bonus one.
Yeah, we always have that one.
Yeah, true.
So, what would you advise to couples who wants to or who are planning to, plan the pregnancy, or just few things that you need to
Mhm.
keep those things in mind other than your health, of course.
Yeah.
Like there are certain couples who might be confused ki is this the right time, or what points should we consider that we
Mhm.
can actually go ahead and explore
Yeah.
this part of our life.
I think one of the things is just see, finances are very important,
Yeah.
right? So it's very important that you have a plan for finances. With a kid, you always will have additional things to take care of, and you also have a particular lifestyle that you would like to offer to your child.
Correct.
So, one is finances. You always want to talk about it and see how that's going to fit in. Second is going to be also support. You will need support apart from the two of you. You are a best team as you know with your partner, but then you also need more hands on the deck in the process out. And like I was told, take your prenatals, consult with your doctor.
Yeah, actually,
Uh,
I didn't know before meeting you. Like you told me about this when we were
yes,
discussing. I didn't know about this feature, like
yeah.
this thing that we
Because
have
folic
to.
acid is very, very important for the baby's brain
Yeah,
development, and we've
exactly.
had, we've known like a few situations where this could have caused certain stress for the baby as well. So it's very important. That's the reason you will anybody who hears this will see me mentioning this a number of times.
Yeah.
And consult your doctor. There are vaccinations that you need to take
So
because
these
there are
are things
vaccinations you
taken
cannot
before
do
you actually
before.
plan pregnancy, right?
Yeah, before you actually get pregnant. So when
Yeah,
you're in the planning stage, you want to
then
go
you have
consult
to.
your doctor, take your vaccinations. There are vaccinations you cannot take during
Yes.
pregnancy.
Okay.
So you don't want to miss out on that. This is when you're in the planning stage. Things also happen unplanned. So if that is,
Yeah.
just go heads on, welcome everything that comes, and start from the day you find
Yeah.
out.
Just thank your stars.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Pooja. Thank you for your
You're
time.
welcome.
I really appreciate you coming here and having a conversation. Well, we thought we could have it in person, but we
Yeah.
could not. But that's okay. But thank
Mhm.
you again. I think we might have it again with Pooja because there are so many questions that I wanted to ask you, but because I don't want this video थोड़ा ज़्यादा लंबी, so I'm trying to,
No worries. We'll do a part two when and
yeah,
maybe in person then.
exactly. That one has to be in person, otherwise we're not doing it, Pooja.
Yes, for sure.
But thank you, Pooja. Thank you
Okay,
so much. I
thank
appreciate
you.
your time. Have a great
You're
evening with
welcome.
your child. Have a great health, and I'll see you again
Yes.
soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.